Welcome back to Candy's Classic Game Shrine, everyone, and today on Tinker Time DIY, I'm going to show you all how to replace the joysticks in your Joycons. So if you're anything like me, you play your Switch hard, and your sessions can get pretty brutal on your joysticks, and after a while, you're going to lose the clickiness that you get on your Joycons when you press down. This one still works, but this one is non-existent. And another problem that you run into with the Joycon, at least with the joystick particularly, is that after you've played for a while, your left and right tend to travel when you're not pressing the button. I noticed this when I'm playing Binding of Isaac, Stardew Valley. I'll leave my Joycon set and I'll notice my character will travel either left or right. So I tried to rebuild them on this Joycon. This was given to me last year by somebody who got their Joycon run over by a truck. I put it back together. It works pretty well, but I just don't like how it travels to the right. So I just bought a replacement piece for that, and I'm gonna fix the two gray ones that I have since they need some help. So what you're gonna need for this project is a screwdriver set. I have the iFixit kit here and I love it. We'll put it off to the side for now. To open up the Joycon, you're going to want a tri-wing screwdriver, the 00 size. You're going to flip it over. We'll work on this one first. Excuse me. And there's going to be 4 screws. One here, 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 and then you should be able to pry it open. But be careful because there are ribbon cables inside that just aren't attached to this, but other stuff. Now that you have your Joycon open, you're going to want to get your Phillips head screwdriver or your cross head screwdriver, also 00 in size. And you're going to remove the screws that hold down the board that pin down your Joycon joystick, which is underneath the battery here. You have 1 screw here, 1 screw here, and 1 screw here. So that's a total of 3. Okay, so now that you have the 3 screws removed, you're going to want to gently pry the battery from this little housing here and set it aside. Now you're going to take this piece that we just unscrewed and gently, because there's a ribbon cable here attaching the shoulder button to the motherboard, flip it back. And you're going to get your screwdriver again, the Phillips head, 00, and you're going to unscrew the module right here. And right here. And at that point, your Joycon joystick should be freed. Mostly, because we still have 1 piece left to detach. This ribbon cable here needs to come off from this piece. Let me see if I can grab this and show you all. If you follow the ribbon cable right here, we need to detach it right there from the socket. So gently peel it out. There should be a gate that you can lift on the other side that'll make it much easier to remove. You just flip it up and take it out. And here is your original Joycon module, or joystick module. And as you can see, it works pretty well, but it's super glued together from being run over by a truck and a bunch of other things. So we're going to replace this with one of these. And now it doesn't matter what side of the Joycon that you're fixing. They're the same, you just have to rotate it. For this one, we're going to take it, line it up with the hole, stick it back through. Now we're going to work with this little ribbon cable here. secured ribbon cable. We're going to now close the little gate here, or the lock. So that is now secure. And it's time to screw it back together. What you're going to want to do is take your battery, gently place that back in, and since this is the right Joy-Con, you want to take your IR sensor that most likely fell out and stick it back right here next to the battery. Once that's done, you're going to want to take your 2 screws and put them here, or three screws rather, and you're going to want to put them back here. So let's grab our Phillips head screwdriver again. Now before you go sealing this up, just place the shell back together. Make sure everything fits, all your buttons click, and make sure your Joy-Con joystick works. This is much better than the last one, and I got my click back. So let's take our last 4 tri-wing screws. All right, that is 1 working Joy-Con. You would never know that this was run over by a truck. Now I'm going to show you guys how to replace the Joy-Con joystick in a left Joy-Con. Very similar, taking it apart as the right one. You're going to want to take the 4 tri-wing screwdriver, or 4 tri-wing screws out, 00. As you see, similar, has the battery and all that. We're going to do the same thing as the right Joy-Con. We're going to remove this battery, and there's going to be 4 Phillips head screwdriver, or I keep saying that, 4 Phillips head screws that we're going to remove. These are 00, for those of you wondering. There's also going to be 1 more Phillips screw right here that we're also going to be removing. And just like before, we're going to be careful when lifting because there is a ribbon cable attaching the shoulder button to the motherboard. And when we lift up here, let me see if I can get this all, you'll notice that it's vastly different from the right Joy-Con. We just have the 2 screws that hold the module together, the ribbon cable like last time, and this time we have this ribbon cable here by my thumb that needs to be moved just so we can unscrew and screw back in the module. Now we're going to take our replacement. This is the replacement so you can see them next to each other. Pretty much identical except the color of that ribbon cable. And we're going to orient it this way. This ribbon cable is going to go in here. Once this is completed and you've put the ribbon cables and screws back in, you're going to gently take this and place it back. Make sure that your buttons are all back before you do so. Here we go. And then you're going to replace the 4 screws here and then the 1 screw here, so 5 altogether. And then you replace your battery now that you're done. Replace the 4 screws and you're done. You got your clicky buttons. Everything works. And that's it. I forgot, there is one more thing that you still kind of need to do. I recommend that each person that replaces their analogs go into their system settings, go to controllers and sensors, and go to calibrate control sticks. Press down on the button that the joystick has, and then you can rotate this. And when you're done, press B. You can do it to the other one that you did if you did more than one. And that's it. So thank you very much everyone for watching, and until next time, take care. I want to give a shout out to my very first Patreon supporter, the SideQuest Gamer. I'm humbled by your support. Thank you for being awesome. If anyone else would like to become one of my Patreon supporters, the link is in the description.